Good evening, everyone. Lois Frankel here. I'm in Washington, D.C., or I would be with you in person tonight with my mask on. We're getting ready to vote tomorrow on the American Rescue Package, which I know you all anxiously await, as it will help you keep your folks uh, on the job here in West Palm Beach. So I'm happy to accept by video your proclamation of Women's History Month. And I thought I'd give you a little history lesson to go along with my acceptance. It was November 6, 1894. That's the day after West Palm Beach was incorporated, that John S. Ehrman was elected the first mayor. And since that time, there have been 97 mayors, 8 of them women. And I've had the privilege of knowing all those women because they were mayors in modern times. And I thought as we celebrate Women's History Month, I would tell you a little about them, especially those who are no longer with us. The first mayor in West Palm Beach was Helen Wilkes. She was a businesswoman, a nurse, and politician, a very interesting and successful woman. She served from 1976 to 1988, and then again a couple of years after that. She came here from Georgia as a young nurse. Listen to this. She bought a home here for $3,500. She turned it into a nursing home, and then later, a few decades later, she sold that nursing home for $3.6 million. That was in the 1980s. She'd used that money to buy what then became the Helen Wilkes Hotel, which is right down on Flagler, was on Flagler Drive. It was a place where many of us would go for all our uh, business luncheons. This was way before any of the other hotels downtown. That is now the site of your new Lizabetta restaurant. But anyway, Helen served for many years, and she considered her greatest achievement starting the Crime Watch Patrol here in West Palm Beach. And then, of course, she was followed by the very, very lovely Eva Mack, who was not only our second woman mayor, but the first African American mayor here in West Palm Beach. She also was a nurse, and she founded the Sickle Cell Disease Foundation of Palm Beach County, and she owned one of the most beautiful homes in Pleasant City. I hope you all can ride by that someday. Following Eva in 1985 and 1986, Carol Roberts, who is still with us, served. And she was one of our longest serving public officials here in Palm Beach County. After she served on the city commission and as mayor, she went on to be our county commission, and she will be most remembered in history for being on that canvassing board in the 2000 Florida election as she counted the Chads. Our next mayor was Pat Pepper, and Pat, I would say, is the most dynamic of all the mayors I have ever met. She has served as mayor in 1988 to 1989, a short time, but what an important role she played. Because of her, we have the Kravis Center sitting in West Palm Beach. Back in those days, there was a squabble over where the Kravis Center would be built. The choice was between, at that time, Palm Beach State College and downtown West Palm Beach. And let me remind you that downtown West Palm Beach, Okeechobee Boulevard, where the Kravis Center sits now, was a place for drug sales, not ticket sales. But the rest is history, as the beautiful Kravis Center now sits down as it embraces the welcoming into our city. Pat later left to join the Florida Department of Community Affairs, and she was the first executive director of the Community Partnership for the Homeless in Miami-Dade. I mentioned that because her agency opened the first homeless shelter down in Dade County. She was followed by Nancy Graham. Nancy catalyzed our city's massive downtown revitalization, and she was our first strong mayor. She was followed by me. Well, I didn't follow her, but I was the next mayor. But thank goodness I'm still not history. Then, of course, following me was Jerry Moyo, who came into the city. We were coming out of a recession, and she left us with a new mall, a spring training complex, lots of new development. And of course, we have now the financial district here in downtown West Palm Beach. So, hey, listen, I think I can easily say that even though there were only 8 women mayors, we have left our mark. And with that, I'll say, get your copy of Pioneers in Paradise, and you can read the rest about the wonderful women who have made history here in West Palm Beach. Everybody take care, stay safe.